Hello, my friends. Okay, so this is a little planetary weather report roundup for Aquarius rising or Aquarius sun, but I would recommend that you listen to your rising sign as always, but it's up to you. So this is July 12th through July 18th, but I want to focus on the 12th, 13th, and 14th because there's something happening that's like dominating the landscape and it needs to be given its full due. And that is the Venus Mars conjunction in Leo. And that is happening for you in your seventh house of relationships, of partners, a one on one relationship, either business or romantic partner. And so that's pretty amazing. That's pretty fun to have like a Venus Mars conjunction in Leo in your seventh. That could be interesting. Um, what is what does this mean? Mars is the god of war, of strife, of fighting, of will, of call to action, your get up and go, how you achieve things how you get things. And Venus is the goddess of love, beauty, romance, values, things that you find pleasurable in the world, possibly money. It's just all the goodness in the world. When they're coming together, it's a place of like a blending of opposites, like a male, female, yin yang coming together. It's also a place of healing of opposites or maybe reconciliation, compromise. It's just a perfect blend of how you the action outward to get what you want and what you want, or it's like a synthesis of your will and your desires. It's a very good, and it's just in a mundane sense, it's fun, it's nice, especially in Leo. It's about being in your individual sense. How do you shine? And being kind of just your bigness in the world. How do you put yourself out in the world to shine? And that Mars Venus coming together as like one, they're blending together. That's really fun. Yeah, reconciliation, compromise. Also, in this sense, I think because of the hell that some of us have gone through in the past few weeks, starting from late June into early July, like that 4th of July weekend, and that whole time, Mars was agitating things, and especially with regards to your first house of self, your identity, possibly your body or your appearance, and the Uranus that's in your fourth of home, family, living situation, and possibly ancestry. So those areas have been and will continue to be sort of problem areas maybe with Mars that, just came through at that time, kicking everything up a level where it's like, great, more, aggression thrown into that. Venus just went through and was like trying to heal that wound. Okay, that's nice. Now they're coming together very close to that point, not exactly on the degree, but very close to that point. They're coming together at 19, like 43 or something, 19 degrees, 43 minutes of Leo. And that is big. It is wonderful. It is great. It is happening in your seventh house of partnerships, a healing, a compromise, a coming together of opposites. What I also see it as it is a bigger piece of the puzzle, from maybe last year's puzzle to next year's puzzle, because it's a turning point and a key. Why? Because I feel like it's a turning point in the narrative because it's exactly sextile to the eclipse we just had in Gemini. And that solar eclipse in Gemini was kind of one of the last ones to round out those eclipses of the past year. And that was a big solar eclipse, like a big new moon eclipse in Gemini, where the exact degree, it's like 1945 or something Gemini, and this is 1943 or whatever Leo. That's an exact sextile, and that brings me, that lights up a bell somewhere for me. I'm like, whoa, that meant something. This isn't just random. It's there to show me that maybe something from that eclipse time of June 9th, 10th, 11th is coming back around now to just kind of be a feather in the cap of something now. Like the goodness that's happening now might have something to do with, oh yeah, and that. It's like a bringing in random things that you never really thought connected, but somehow they do, and it makes it so much better. There's just a little twinge of that, a little dash of whatever was happening June 10th around that time to bring this more into focus, or to polish that key that we're dealing with right now, that Venus-Mars conjunction key, to turn this narrative. So, and I really feel that it is doing that, because what it is doing is it's on that axis with it's hitting the square between Saturn and Uranus, the first house of self and identity, and the fourth house of home and family ancestry. And that is going to continue. That square will continue this year into next year. But we will now have, starting in November, eclipses coming into that area. The Uranus fourth house of home and family, and then the Scorpio house of the 10th, which will be your career and how people see you out in the world. But I feel that a lot of people right now are kind of on a bridge from old life to new life, or one level to the next level, and we don't really know how to get there. I feel like this point right now, the Venus-Mars conjunction, it is great. It is just lovely. It is just on its own. Okay, great. It's happening in my 7th house of partnerships, relationships. Wonderful. Great energy there. But I feel that it is a bigger piece of this giant gear puzzle that we're looking in at the innards of a clock or a watch. These gears are coming together on a bigger level. And the gears from last year's eclipses closing out, and the new ones starting in, when we still have this big square happening with Saturn Uranus, that just tells me this is kind of important. So pay attention to what is happening now, because yeah, it's fun and it's great, and you might have a great breakthrough, a great time of like the reconciliation of whatever strife has occurred in the past couple of weeks, or forgiveness, or being the bigger person, or taking the high road, or somehow a blending of opposites happening. But taking maybe a little something from the June 10th time, and maybe looking forward to August 10th, August 9th, 10th, 11th. That time will also be kind of another little dash of spice, because the sun will be coming through the same degree that Mars and Venus are at right now, during this July 12th, 13th, and 14th. So yeah, that is what I have for you here. It's a great thing. It's a compromise healing the kind of wound that came through on that in the 7th house of the relationships, and kicking up the first of identity and home and family. But it is, I think, a bigger key to kind of turning us in the direction of the new level, the next level that will be coming through when we start getting those eclipses coming through in Taurus and Scorpio, starting, I think that's like the 18th of November. So that's kind of like the new realm coming in. And I would pay attention to stuff now, stuff from June 10th, and then stuff that could be happening August 10th and 11th. And that is what I have here, and I will be back next week with more. All right, thank you.